The Arctic Alpine Botanic Garden in Norway and Jardim Botanico of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil are two of. So the subject is garden and yeah, botanical, and we have verb here. Subject, we have a compound subject and verb are two of many botanical gardens around the world dedicated to growing diverse plant species, both native and non-native, fostering scientific research, and educating the public about plant conservation. Now, please pay attention to the semicolon here. You might wonder, why do we have a semicolon when the sentence after that is not really a sentence, it's just a phrase instead of clause. Then this just means when College Board present this way, it means that you have a complex series. And the complex series happens when you have the items, the big items with a more detail that are separated by comma. And if you make everything comma, then it gets confusing. Which one is the big one, which is the more detail. So we have semicolon, and we don't see any more comma after this. And the second one, fostering, I'm not seeing any more detail that are separated from the main item. And then species, growing diverse plant species, and now we see some commas that can place that specify what kind of species we have. If we did not have both native and non-native, this semicolon didn't have to exist. But because of this, something more subtopic or supplementary that describe the growing diverse plant species, we have to separate it with a comma, and that results having semicolon to distinguish these three items. So in case you're still confused what three items are, do you see that we have growing here? Dedicated to growing, that's a gerund, the verb that became like noun. Growing, and second part would be the fostering. Second item, and third item is educating. But because we introduced the supplementary in the first item, we have a comma. We need a comma. Okay, so C is wrong. That's a wrong place to put semicolon. And we also need a semicolon to separate item 1 and item 2. If you see any choice that does not have semicolon, like we don't see it here, A is out. Okay, I'll talk about C's wrong place, and then choice D is missing the semicolon that separate 1 and 2. So between B and C, where should we put the semicolon? Growing diverse plant species, and species go more in depth that it can be both native and non-native. So B would be correct answer in that regard. But if you say the other way, as in choice C, growing diverse plant species, and then both native and non-native fostering scientific research. So it's like saying where this native and non-native describe fostering. That's less likely than native and non-native plant. Therefore, that's a wrong placed semicolon. So the correct answer is B. Yeah, I don't think I need to reason that much. I'll just leave it here. Choice B.